Both pitchers were sharp beginning this one, Dan Herron and Nate Robertson, until the Tigers scored the game's first run with Carlos Pena batting with 2 out in the bottom of the 4th.
Carlos Pena, the former A's first baseman, stands in, double down the right field line his first time up since getting recalled from AAA Toledo. 5 for 10 with 3 home runs. And the first pitch to Pena, fly ball, right field, deep, going back, Swisher, track, wall, gone! And Carlos Pena has homered again, his 4th in 3 games, and the Tigers are on the board. It's 1-0.
A's actually had a shot earlier in the game in the 2nd. Peyton led off with a single, went to 2nd on Dan Johnson's bounce out, but then when Kelsey bounced to short, Peyton was trapped off 2nd, and the Tigers used the rundown to retire Jay Peyton. It went 6-5-4. That was the 2nd out. Then Mark Ellis struck out, and the A's didn't really have a chance until the 5th inning when they had a pretty good chance. Dan Johnson reaching on the error by the third baseman Brandon Inge. He was then wild pitch to 2nd. Bobby Kelsey walked, and so at this point the A's were trailing 1-0, and they had 1st and 2nd and nobody out. Now Ellis with 2 on and nobody out. Tigers thinking sacrifice, and Mark going to swing away. Ground ball to 3rd, taken by Inge. Goes to 2nd, 1, relay 1st, double play, and that's the way it's going for the A's right now. Over to 3rd goes Johnson, but quickly 2 away. And then with 2 away, the next hitter was Nick Swisher, and he swung at the next pitch. So 2 out. The A's frustrations continue. And here's Nick Swisher, who struck out first time up. And Nate Robertson's pitch is a drive to right center field. Granderson racing in the alley, gets there and makes the running catch. And 2 pitches after the Athletics had 1st and 2nd and nobody out. 2 pitches later, they're out in the top of the 5th as they fail to score. And halfway through our ball game tonight, after 4 1/2, 1-0 Detroit. Tigers up their lead to 4-0, batting in the bottom of the 6th against Dan Herron. Chris Shelton led off with by striking out. So with 1 out and back-to-back singles by Pudge Rodriguez and Maglio Ordonez brought Pena back to the plate. 2-2 to Pena. Kendall sets up away, and the pitch swung on at a high fly ball to right. Swisher going back. It's playable. He's nearing the track. Now the ball carries on him, and it goes out. And it's a home run for Carlos Pena. A 3-run shot to right field, and it's 4-0. Nick Swisher was camped under the ball at the base of the warning track in right center field. And then all of a sudden had to backtrack, and the ball went into the seats. And it's a 3-run home run, and it's 4-0 Detroit. As we watched the replay of it, Swisher was camped under it, but appeared not to see it. He went back to the base of the track, looked up, and I think he was at a point there where he lost the ball. And clearly the ball went out 4 rows back in the seats in right center field for Carlos Pena's 2nd home run and 3rd extra base hit of the ball game. So it was 4-0. And then in the 7th, the A's would get their only run against Nate Robertson as Bobby Crosby led off with a double. Jay Peyton flied to right with Crosby going to 3rd, and so Dan Johnson had an RBI opportunity.
And the lefty ahead in the count 0-2 throws, and Johnson rips it to left center. Granderson going back. He is there. He makes the catch, but tagging and scoring easily from 3rd base is Crosby. The A's on the board. It's now 4-1.
95 pitches now for Robertson, 61 strikes. And Robertson then would work a 1-2-3 8th inning. The Tigers turned it over to Fernando Rodney in the 9th. He got the A's 1-2-3 for his 6th save, and the Tigers took game 1 of the series against the A's 4-1. The A's will look to rebound tomorrow with Kirk Saarloos starting for the A's. When Saarloos faced the Tigers and Jeremy Bonderman back on July 31st, he took a shutout into the 9th inning, wound up with a complete game as the A's won that contest 5-2. Steve Bitker will have the full scoreboard update when the A's postgame continues.